Five Nights at Freddy's 2, one of the most adventurous games in Fnaf. I mean, considering the last game had 5 characters, this one has around 15. 16 if you're counting Tater the way to go. But out of the 15 characters, the one that stands out to me is the puppet. I mean, she's part of the few people that became iconic that's not from the first game. She also has a bunch of different characters, like Marionette, Security Marionette, Phantom Marionette, Shadow Marionette, Night Marionette, and Lefty Marionette. But to fully understand her, we have to go to the various games she's been in. And if you're a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, you will know that her first appearance is of course Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And even though this is on the worst side of Five Nights at Freddy's game, if you want an adventurous Five Nights at Freddy's game that doesn't just have the main thought just with new words, then Fnaf 2 is the one for you. And of course you will know that her role is just you have to wind up the music box. And while there are a lot of complaints that because you're winding up the music box, you never really get time to use other cameras, which is true gameplay wise, but we're not here for the gameplay. But with most of the characters either being built to move around or moving by possession, the puppet is different. At this point, we don't really know if she's possessed or not. But what we do know is that she's just walking around without anything to move. I mean, she's not an animatronic, so how's it really moving around? In Five Nights at Freddy's 3, she has pretty small roles. She has 2 characters in this game, Phantom Puppet and Shadow Puppet, but they don't really do much in my opinion, which is why we won't be talking too much about it. For a summary, Phantom Puppet is just another one of the phantoms, which have little to no lore, because they're just really hallucinations. Plus, in the FNAF 3 section in Hell Bonnet, she's not even there. So, my guess is that Phantom Puppet probably doesn't really have much lore to it, and it's just because it's a hallucination. But if it's not added in another game, then clearly they had no intentions to continue it, and it's just another hallucination. And then Shadow Puppet. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 had nothing of the puppet. And we were thinking we won't see puppet for a while until the Halloween update of Five Nights at Freddy's 4, which if you didn't know, added Night Marionette. Gameplay wise, Night Marionette is just the Nightmare section, just with a different character. But lore wise, Night Marionette has so much to offer. But we didn't even really get too much context about Night Marionette and why she's even in FNAF 4.
I might slide up to your block with intelligence.
And then we move on to Pizzeria Simulator, where a lot of lore comes in. This one also had 2 versions of the puppet. One is Lefty and one is Security Puppet. From my understanding, Security Puppet sees nothing more than an item you can get for your stage and a minigame. And in this minigame, you play as the puppet. Oh my goodness. But guess what? You've been locked into a box. Very familiar. But as you saw, the body outside suggests that there's more lore to the puppet than we ever thought. I mean, what? Is this who possesses the puppet? Well, yes it is. As you can see, once the puppet realizes this, it starts crying tears, and suddenly it gets possessed by the person who died, which we later figure out to be Charlie. Now we're getting a pretty good look on the puppet story. And then the next one, Lefty. Lefty, if you're a new FNAF fan, this looks like another rockstar Freddy. And how's that having to do with the puppet? It's just a bear, which people thought at first, until you can piece the puzzle. I mean, from this screenshot, you can see what seems to be the puppet's arm. It's kind of sticking out from the Lefty suit. And a bunch more lore like this, which basically confirms the puppet is Lefty in a bear suit. But why would she want to be in a bear suit? She does not care for Freddy Fazbear.
Oh my!
So in Five Nights at Freddy's Ultimate Custom Night, everyone kind of assumes it's Cassie who possesses most of the animatronics and is keeping William down there. But what if I tell you it's not? The puppet makes 4 appearances in this game. The puppet, Security Puppet, Night Marionette, and Lefty. How does this have anything to do with Cassidy, aka Golden Freddy, keeping us in UCN. This is where it gets deep and my theories stop. Listen to this voice line.
He tried to release you. He tried to release us. But I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here. I will keep you here. No matter how many times they burn us.
So if you listen to that, you might be asking, why would he do that? I mean, Orville and the gang, the mediocre melodies, were made by Henry Emily. And Henry Emily, well, wasn't a psycho like William. And wouldn't make violent animatronics. So why would Orville, who was just a normal animatronic built by a normal person, want such violence? And if Cassidy is willing to stop the violence according to Orville, why would he keep everyone down there in what Withered Bonnie calls a prison for both William Afton and the animatronics?
What is this new prison? Is it me trapped or is it you? Perhaps it is us both.
Unless all the animatronics are possessed by Charlie, aka the puppet. I mean, she talks about the others like she's in authority over them, or like they're under her control. That could explain why Orville said Cassidy tried to let him leave. Also, I noticed that when he said,
No matter how many times they burn us.
he could have meant it literally because Charlie was burnt down while in Lefty in Pizza Sim. But further evidence is Ned Bad. Now listen to this voice line.
Don't you hate getting killed by obscure secondary characters?
This is what Ned Bad usually sounds like. Now guess what? Listen to this one.
This is how it feels, and you get to experience it over and over and over again. Forever. I will never let you leave.
Now, we can take a lot from this voice line, but the most obvious thing is the voice in the background. Now, you might see where I'm going with this, and you never hear this voice in any other Ned Bear voice line. It's only this one. Another crazy coincidence. Now, if you think this is Cassidy, there's no way this is Cassidy. Also, it seems like Ned Bear is getting told what to say. Like he's being puppeteered on what to say. Pretty ironic. All this would make sense. The puppet or marionette is controlling all the animatronics like the mediocre melodies and the rock stars that don't really have an urge for killing William because they don't have a soul or possessed. And for the ones that are possessed like Circus Baby and Nightmare Fredbear and most of the animatronics like that, they probably are just killing William, revenge I guess. But if that is the case, does Charlie possess all the other variants of itself? Remember, there's like 4 in the game. So let's break it down. So we can assume Charlie possesses the puppet in UCN, obviously. And for Security Puppet, she's not possessed, and Phantom Puppet isn't in the game. And for Night Marionette, I believe that in UCN, she isn't possessed by Charlie, but the puppet before Charlie possessed her, because of this voice line.
I get the fearful reflection of what you have created.
Which also could mean William helped make the puppet, but I don't know for sure. And for Lefty, we don't see the puppet in her in the jump scare. So again, Lefty in UCN could be another soulless animatronic controlled by Charlie, but only in UCN. And in Pizza Sim, it's possessed by Charlie. Let's get that straight. And the only other person that can control multiple animatronics other than Cassie is Charlie. We know they both have supernatural powers. Charlie is literally floating in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 with no string, despite being, like a puppet. She can still hit you hard enough to kill you. So for summary, Cassie brings William and all the other animatronics to kill William, but then he decides in the middle to let everybody leave until Charlie takes control, because I guess he can forgive William, according to Orville, and takes control over all animatronics to keep William there. Is that the end? She has control over all the animatronics. That's the end. Well,
Yes.
but this is part 3 of my Five Nights at Freddy's theories videos, and if you want more, please subscribe and like. So yeah, please watch the other videos that will come on screen in a bit, and I will see you guys next time. Hopefully.